we have Mr. Parajo, who will be the moderator, and he's the chairman of CGI. Viviane from Google Safety Brazil, Natalia Paiva, Public Policies Manager for Instagram, Danielle Kleiner, Safety Political Issues, a manager for Facebook Latam, Monica Martins, she's a manager for Cooperative Culture, Telefônica Vivo, and Miriam Zuben, she is Senior Analyst for CERT NIC.br. Mr. Parajo, you have the floor.
Bom dia a todos, bem-vindos e obrigado.
Good morning, welcome you all, and thank you so much for being here with us today, as well as our panelists. My goal here today is to address initiatives in the private sector for well-being, civic users engagement. The idea is to hear from companies what they have been doing. Each one of them will have 2 hours and a half presentation. No, I'm kidding. They will be much brief, they'll be much quicker, and I hope that we can still save some time for your questions and comments. Thank you. Viviane, it's your turn. I will hand in to you so you can share Google's actions. Hello, good afternoon, good morning actually. Well, it's midday, so good afternoon. Thank you, Eduardo, for your kind words. Thanks, SaferNet, for the invitation. Another year of partnership with Google, CGI, thank you so much. Discussions, they have been very enriching so far, and I hope that this panel can also be of your interest. When we talk about online safety and digital safety. I work for trust and safety at Google Brazil, and our department is in charge of developing different activities for digital citizenship, safety, and digital well-being. We have a group in charge of digital well-being, and as there are too many projects, we have a link to our website. So I would encourage all of you to search for these links and get further information. Google has been investing in research in the past few years to understand the different audience behavior, how they see online safety, how they behave on an online environment, and how parents see their children's behavior during online experience. In 2016, we conducted an interview with parents. In 2018, just with teachers, and this year with both group of participants. I will share some figures, and if you find important, a post will be posted in the blog for further investigation. What have parents said about how their kids use internet? 10 years is the average age when they get their own device to internet access, but they had access before they had their own, borrowing from their parents. So parents would say that 8 years is the average age for children to learn about online safety, even before they get their own device, so they can get prepared and be ready to behave accordingly while surfing the web. How about educators? They say that additional resources are still required as they haven't got enough material to talk about this topic, as they will not feel fully skilled to talk about that. 87% of them suggested a online safety workshop. So continuous education is a demand, and 91% says that they should learn about online safety at school and at home. That is shared responsibility, where both parents and educators should share that goal. What are the main concerns about online safety? First, privacy and safety. Parents should talk more with their kids about safety, how to avoid not proper content, share information carefully. Some private informations, they should remain as private. We cannot publish everything about our lives in the internet. Teach us how to prevent bullying, private safety, and how to avoid difficult problems. So Google wants to reach teenagers, adolescents, but first we have to talk to educators and parents, and together we can improve education as a means of prevention. Based on this survey, Google released this main platform, which is being amazing at the web. You can see the link g.co/seja incrível na internet. We want children to feel safe, secure, and confident while using the internet. We want them to learn how to share properly, what sort of care should they take to avoid some traps. Respect is a buzzword nowadays. How to respect diversity, different standpoints, how not attacking other people at the web, and talk to someone if they have any problem. We know that children, they have to talk to their parents, educators, anytime they feel themselves in a funny situation. So visit our website. There is a binder that can be downloaded. Actually, that works like a guide, activity plans that can be applied in the classroom. That's very practical and that's available in our website. Check that out. There is also a game to teach children how to deal with that topic, but in a fun way. I'm sure that everyone who tests it will spend some time having fun, as the way as some of these topics are dealt. They are very, very interesting in a very playful way. There is another digital course that is a digital citizenship workshop available at the Google for Education platform in the Teacher Center tab. That is an online course made by 5 modules with very useful videos that can be used in the classroom, and a certificate may be downloaded afterwards with the time of the course, duration, and so on. Last year, Google and SaferNet launched this module, Educated for Good Online Choices. That is a quite complete courses, 4 modules, 10 hours each one of them. And last year, Rodrigo from SaferNet had strongly communicated and shared that course all over, where over 8,000 people were enrolled in 185 cities. There is a new format for this year to have a broader reach. We haven't got educators yet to share that, but soon get tuned. Now a different platform, YouTube edu. Teachers who have their own channels in the web, they were invited to shoot some films, and they are all available in the YouTube education hashtag Cuidados na Internet. Teachers who teach math, Portuguese, physics, chemistry, and in addition to that, they deal with those topics in a very informal way where they highlight the need of a safe internet. Still at YouTube, we have the Creators for Change. This is an initiative to offer support to content designers to raise awareness and empathy in their YouTube channels. Last year, we had Murilo and Natalie from two different YouTube platforms. This is a program which will go on this year. So check that out, Creators for Change, with very interesting videos about all these topics. Let's not forget elderly users. Some started having a late access, sort of speaking, and that's why, due to a lack of knowledge, lack of expertise with technology, they have to be guided as how to avoid some problems, obstacles, and cope. We have done the Elderly International Day with several hints using a specific terminology and language for this niche of people. Family Link. This is an app which helps parents to manage their children's account, where the whole family will gain healthier digital habits, where we can establish daily usage link, what time the kid has to go to bed. So after 8 p.m., for instance, there will be no more access via his or her own device. You can also control activities, time use, how long they spent in a video with pictures, what they are doing at the web. We can manage apps. If the kid wants to download something, parents will authorize it or not. So Family Link is a very nice app and resource. And now digital well-being. Last year, the website wellbeing.google was released with a number of resources to help you about a better to make a better use of internet resources and how you can better control your internet use. You may find resources for Android, Gmail, Assistance, Photos, Home that is still just available in English, but you can see the number of videos that you had watched, for how long, and there is a take a break, take a minute, see how much you had been in the web, and like some brief reminders to remind you that you have to take a break and rest. And that's not all. There is another course which is Introduction to Wellbeing that's available in the digital studio or atelier. It's a video with 4 or 5 experts sharing some hints about digital well-being. They invite all users to investigate their own use of the internet, and with that, to establish a better mesh for internet use, and Safety Hub, where we gather together all products and services regarding safety and privacy. There is a booth outside visit us, get a leaflet, and this is below you can see the link g.co/Central de Segurança. You are then all invited to investigate a little bit more about the websites and to have more access to each one of these fantastic resources. Well, how can we convince the children that they have to go to bed at 8 p.m.? Well, this is a different discussion. Briefly, now I will hand over to Danielle from Facebook. I will stick to my time. I will respect my 10 minutes, okay? Thanks for the opportunity. Considering everything that I could share here about content, I decided to focus on the following question. How can technology be an ally to well-being and security and safety online? We have technology can be a quite interesting ally for education purpose. We agree that education is a key pillar for safety. Many people usually say that youngsters they are digital natives, and we assume that they know how to use, we take for granted that they know how to use that technology, but that's not quite. We adults have much to teach our younger generation how to make a better use of our internet technology with safety. 5 key measures to promote safety. Policies, what can happen and what cannot happen in the platforms. How can we reach better policies and people's people's safety that is by design as part of our platform or any platform. We have a huge team of engineers developing artificial intelligence, machine learning. We look for help in all process. We have a safety hub where you can find resources for parents, educators, young people, teachers. More recently, we have a digital literacy platform with 18 modules, and teachers they can apply them practically hands-on in their classrooms. We had translated that in a very easy way, and that has been translated to several languages, including Portuguese. Partnerships were key to that, and SaferNet is a key organization to help us to bring together policies, resources to allow safety. Here we have some statistics taken from our community standards transparency. How effective are our policies applied in our platform? In any search, if you search for Facebook transparency report, which is still in English, we are planning to have that translated, but you'll find some charts with several topics and content of how much has been removed from that content and at what extent did we get additional help or support from our technology. The first report published in 2016 stated that 23% of anger reports or statements was based on technology. Technology has been helpful in that sense. And our last report from last quarter addresses now 51%. I mean, we twofold our capacity with the developed technology to find content. Content revision that is done by a human being. Technology plus human revision. Technology is good and intelligent as to simpler contents such as spam. Spam has a standard behavior which can be safely identified. Some other contents with some cultural context, tools are not so intelligent and they do not reach a final clear conclusion. Technology just helps analysts to easier find that information, and it's up to them to reach a decision. And thanks to a group of 1,000 people speaking over 50 languages with great diversity, they work in vertical uh, through a vertical approach, such as one who works on suicide prevention. We work together with specialists to understand what is supposed to be an emergency case. They have to identify an emergency case to take protocols, which will include, for instance, give a call to a local authority saying, well, this person is under immediate, urgent harm. This is just one of the possibilities, so you can understand how can we benefit from improving technology. We had reached over 100% spans before that has been announced throughout artificial intelligence. And we have been advancing in terms of technology. In some other areas, we can become 100% efficient, but there are some other areas where we still need collaboration and support of experts and human revisors.
Another way we have been working to protect people is the format tool. If you don't know it, this is a tool, and there are others similar that we use to prevent the sharing of intimate images without consent. The name refers to vengeance photo sharing, which is a name that I don't like much, but anyway. If someone has intimate content shared without consent and talks to us, we can find a unique footprint for this content that is saved in a data bank. We delete the intimate contact, we have no interest in keeping it, and if someone tries to upload the same content again on Facebook Messenger or Instagram, we are going to prevent it. And with that, we can preserve the victim in the situation. And also, we work with organizations like SaferNet in this regard, so that other measures can be taken, even legal action. We have also used artificial intelligence to identify risk of suicide. We have been using tools on Facebook to prevent suicide for many years. And now we have the possibility of you communicating on this danger. And then we have a helpline in Brazil from a partner that is called CVV. We recommend the person to talk to friends, and also we have tips and talks of specialists. In addition, we evolved by using artificial intelligence to highlight a potential emergency of someone that has suicidal thoughts and have shown that on the platform, so that we can offer help more directly. And also, we have been thinking of how we would like people to use the platform in an intentional, positive way. Quality is more important than amount of time that people use with our product. So we have a time management tool now that shows day to day how long you stayed on the platform, and you can set how much time you would like to spend. You can say, for instance, that you can be on Facebook 15 minutes a day, and we are going to send an alert after the time is over. As we have announced recently, we reduced the reach of 50 million hours of viral video with low quality content, because we want people to interact with quality content instead of, again, spending too much time on the platform. We have partners, and I'm going to close my talk showing how technology can be an interesting ally in education. We have a partnership with UNICEF with the support of SaferNet that helped us with the content to create a bot, which is a robot that lives in Messenger. It's out of configuration, but if you want to take a look, it's www.facebook.com/caretas. This is a 21-year-old that talks about online security, sexting, and non-consensuous sharing of images. So she is this 21-year-old. She had this boyfriend. They broke up. The boyfriend shares intimate content, and for some 72 hours, teenagers are going to be friends with this character, talking about how to prevent the situation and what to do in this case. The results were quite interesting of this project. Just for you to have an idea, we conducted a pilot with 7,000 teenagers having data control together with UNICEF. Before we launched the product as a whole, UNICEF wanted to know how effective the product was. And before youngsters started talking to Fabi, 40% said they knew what sexting was and the implications of that. And after the talk with Fabi, said that 90% said they knew about sexting and how to prevent. It was really a viral initiative. We have 1 million people talking to Fabi, quite organically talking amongst themselves. They have this peer-to-peer characteristics. When they like it, they go to post Lana Del Rey and other, and it's really fantastic. And the target audience was exactly the people we wanted to talk to, 13 to 25 years. So this is an initiative that I decided to bring. I'm not going to say much about this project. My time is up, and other people are going to talk about this, so I'm done. Thank you, Danielle. Well, very briefly now, I'm going to Natalia from Instagram. She had the presentation with some animations, but because of time, we're not able to connect her computer, so she's just going to talk. Well, thank you very much. The message will convey. It was a bit more beautiful, but we can adapt. Well, thanks again for the invitation. It's a pleasure to have this opportunity to talk about what Instagram has been doing in terms of security. I'm Natalia. I'm responsible for public policies, and I use Instagram to share pictures of my daughter. He's a year and 11 months old. I'm going to start talking about the mission of Instagram, which is to connect people to the things and people they love. So it is based on interests, passions. Each platform has a target, and this is Instagram. And basically, it is to share day-to-day moments. Then it is very much used by young people. And another interesting thing about Instagram is that it's a very nice space for you to meet people that share your interests and build support communities. So Instagram has to do with, I don't know, discussing aesthetic patterns. So there is a hashtag called body positivity, for instance, so that people that share similar contexts to think about other possibilities for the body, especially women's bodies. So that's how Instagram has been used. I'm going to share a bit about the history. It was launched in 2010, and it was basically a space for you to share images that at the time were low quality. Filters would help, pictures would look prettier. So in a fun way, people, I don't know, could make more of a vintage picture, a different frame. But lots happened. 3 years later, after the use of smartphones, videos were allowed in the platform, which really boosted its use. And then in 16, we started with stories that can be for video or static images, but also it is something that is ephemeral. It lasts 24 hours, and it is very much used for the sharing of the day-to-day and connecting to people that share your interests and passions. And because of the success of stories, we have now the GTV. It is the possibility of vertical content in video in a longer content. I'm sorry you don't have moving images, but I would be showing you the contents here. So what is our approach in terms of online security? Well, it's based on 3 pillars, very similar to Facebook. The first block are our policies, what you can and cannot do in the platform, and the automation technology we use to remove content that violate the policies. Then we have tools offered to the user so that they can control their experience on the platform. And then programs and partnerships that we close with several organizations in the world, including Brazil, to try to have even more this healthier use of the internet. And then we have a cycle of feedback from partners, specialists, to improve our policies and technologies more and more. Well, policies, the greatest challenge is to have a balance to enable a free expression space, but also that is safe and positive to everyone. And so when we thought of our policies, first we tried to establish basic principles, so people safety is a basic principle. Then that policies have to be operationable, that is, they have to be doable, and they have to be explainable, that is, we have to be able to explain them to people who use our services. So these are examples that are obvious things that are not allowed in the platform, but in every opportunity we say that Instagram is not space for bullying, for harassment, for sextorting, for the explosion of images, children's images, hatred speech, graphic violence, imposter accounts, spams, and others. And how do we ensure safety? Basically by 3 strategies. You know that Instagram is a community more of a billion users, of a million users, of a billion users, I'm sorry, 500,000 use stories every day. So we have to count on users to help us detect pages, images that violate this content. We have thousands of people throughout the world working 7 by 24, trained in specific areas to address this content and take action. And finally, technologies to detect these problems by means of artificial intelligence. We're always trying to improve the technology in place to try to remove content like this as fast as possible. An example of a technology that we use is PhotoDNA by Microsoft. When an image is an image that is clearly sexual exploitation, it is going to be removed, but we have its code like a DNA. So whenever an image like this or this image is tried to be uploaded, it is deleted and the account is blocked, and the authorities are informed. We use tools to try to detect hashtags, new hashtags that violate our guidelines, and hashtags that do not violate our guidelines that bring sensitive content. We pop up a message. We say, do you need any kind of help? And we are going to direct them to a support channel. In Brazil, one of the partners is CVV. And now the second arm are control tools to users, also three. One are tools that are to manage privacy. If you want your account to be public or private, identify providers. I'm not going to go into details, but just for you to know. The other thing is to manage interactions. How can you restrict interactions with other people? By content, by your feeds, who can follow you, who cannot, who can comment, who cannot, how you filter comments on your account, and etc. And finally, time management. So privacy, a two-level privacy. Whenever you plug in, you have an extra code that you can receive by SMS or by a third party. I'm sorry, the animations are not working. But anyway, you can have keywords or emojis that you do not want to see in your comments, that you find offensive, although they might not necessarily violate our policies. But whenever someone tries to use this type of emoji or word, it's not going to be posted on your account. And finally, referring to what Dani said, time in Instagram should be positive, inspiring, and intentional. And intentional is a very important word. It's very important for us that the time you spend in Instagram is intentional. That is, brings added value to you. So a few months ago, we also launched our time dashboard for you to know how long you spend on the platform day to day, and you can establish the right amount of time, 30 minutes a day. If I go past 30 minutes, for instance, it's going to send me a message, and then I decide if I want to see another story or no. But anyway, it is an informed decision. And also, you have a pause to notifications. Imagine that you want to concentrate on a specific task. You don't want to be bothered. You just pause the notifications, and when you open the app, you're going to see them. Also, programs and partnerships. I'm going to talk just about two of them very briefly. One is the parent guide. We have several guides there. I saw that people got them. But I thought that this channel with the parents is very important. Lots of young people use Instagram. And many parents do not know how to talk about social media with their children. Dani mentioned that, Murilo mentioned that. There is this mistaken perception that youngsters are natives in technology, and then we as parents do not have a say, which is not correct. There are lots of things that we can help and talk to parents. We partnered with Claudia Magazine. We invited several people to discuss the topic, and we also have an online course to try and reach even more parents and improve communication with children. Another kind of problem we like to invest are more Instagram related that depend on the market. In Brazil, a CGI study shows that the main reason for youngsters to see other people like them to be bullied on the internet is the color of the skin or race. So last year, we invited people who use Instagram to talk in a round of discussions. We recorded that. We have an institution that published this content, and we brought people to make up a music based on the discussion. And we brought Ludmila, a singer, to sing the song that was built based on the content of the discussion. And then we had a video clip. Santi Sofia was part of that, Rafael Mike, Ensinel. So a very nice opportunity to talk about the topic in a lighter way, bringing people from our Instagram community, but also other articulators of the topic in society. And finally, we launched all that in a party uh, with different stakeholders. And I hope this is the start of an interesting dialogue. And I'm going to stop here just in case you have questions. Thank you very much, Natalia. Well, now I'm going to turn to Monica from Vivo Telefônica, that is also going to share Vivo's initiatives with this regard.
First of all, let me thank SaferNet, all participants. This internet safety, this is a very relevant topic, and we from Vivo are highly engaged in that topic. How about our reality? Hyperconnection, digital transformation for consumption, consumers' posture, behavior, global economy. Today, no one would ever consider not having internet connection for a day. How huge is that impact? That could not even be measured in the industry setting, electronic registries, flights that would never arrive or departure on time. And digital transfer and telecom is one of the main drivers of the digital transformation. In 2015, Telefonica released a manifest addressing commitments, ethical and responsible internet use. And here we have 5 pillars, which is to connect digital lives, to build a digital society, allowing access to everyone, and to generate confidence, to have a platform with higher equity. We do not live in a time of changes, but a change in this era. Digitalization is changing the way as we communicate throughout the globe. However, not only it changes our lives, but it also establishes new challenges. We from Telefonica believe that that's the right time to face the challenges and to find solutions so we can all have a better place to live in this world. It's high time we have a digital agreement where we have people in the main hub of technological development, a agreement which will not allow anyone to get in without connecting society to the planet, and that states responsibility throughout the use of internet and its algorithms. And last, a agreement which will make our policies and institutions more modern, betting for collaborative solutions to face democratization challenges. Innovation will survive for the sake of mankind. This is a manifest which we would like to propose not only to governments, partner companies, and societies to allow a safer internet, allowing access to all. Reliability. Last year, we had relaunched our Privacy Center. That is a portal where any user may get in and identify what has been done with your data, if they can be used or not, if they follow transparency. This is a way that Vivo understands we can show with transparency how your information is deployed. We have a brief video. Today we live in a world of possibilities, but to take the best of all of that, you have to feel safe, calm, especially in the digital world. That's why Vivo takes seriously your privacy and safety. We want to be very transparent and to protect your information, in addition to clarify all your questions. Yes, we collect data, your personal data, your traffic, internet volume, your usage history, service at stores and call centers, and recharges. And we do that to increase the quality of our services, to reduce maintenance services, and to offer the best experience to you, always within your consent. Vivo does not register what you do in the social media or websites in your cell phone or computer. We also do not get information from our customers' apps. How about your information? You can rest safely because our assistants, they take that seriously with privacy and confidentiality, and we just allow your profile information for some sort of services or court requests. In addition to that, Vivo asks all collaborators to sign down a term complying with the privacy of our customers. Vivo does not block any sort of content, but it makes available tools to filter those contents which you consider to be inappropriate, such as parents' control or the portal dialoging, where you can get all information. We are also committed to allow you to execute all your advertisement messages, to allow them or to refuse them. In the desktop version of Meu Vivo, you can accept or refuse Vivo or other partners offer. You just type exit. If you still have any remaining question, or if you'd like to know furthermore about our privacy policy, just visit our website. Your confidence and reliability is what really matter to us. We have another portal, Dialoging, that was created back in 2009. In 2015, that portal was digitally implemented, and that is a portal which discusses conscious use of technology. We talk about cyberbullying, fake news. And this month, we have a special agenda discussing systems, trying to raise awareness to our public as how they should behave and how should they see their internet use. As I said, in 2015, that was replicated to another 15 countries which are part of a Telefonica group. And that is a guide with useful information. And just last year, we hit 4 million accesses to this portal, which we highly believe in partnership with SaferNet, who helps us in terms of content and where we try to discuss about anything which is relevant in terms of visibility. One more video to share. Dialogando portal was created in 2016 to discuss about awareness in the use of technology with consistent and framed information. Our platform has reached over 4 million visitors, and it works as a mediator of the digital group, which is always tuned to new discoveries, updates, to help our users to understand and translate changes with no obstacles, always getting adjusted to the society needs and concerns. In 017, we have a version in Spanish and in another 14 languages. This portal produces audios, podcasts, videos to deal with relevant topics to the society, such as connections which transform and addresses technology to change people's lives. And to celebrate the month of safe internet, we have content such as cyberbullying, privacy, and safe web, sustainability, innovation, and behavior are among one of the topics addressed. We are also competing for several awards. Let's dialogue to live and understand technology in a very conscious way. So this platform or portal Dialogando emphasizes education, how to make better use of internet. We understand that Telefonica has an important role to play here, and we are tracking the right pathway. We are open to partnerships to be able to promote that even more and to ensure a stronger awareness about the use of internet. Now Miriam is an expert in safety for NIC.br CERT. Just waiting for my presentation to be uploaded. I am a safe analyst for CERT.br. I'm very honored to be here today. I work for CERT.br, but I'm here today to disclose some more general initiatives deployed by NIC.br. At NIC.br, we understand that no department, no specific group, team, or sector will make a safe internet. With that in mind, we work together to different players and stakeholders to guarantee the safest internet ever. And the same premises is embedded within NIC.br. There are several departments at NIC.br which deals with safety. Alexandre, a while ago, presented all the ICT education online. CETIC is involved, NT.br. This is an additional project which aims to leverage and to improve the NTP protocol, which allows to synchronize devices time. If time is synchronized, you can perform incident and logins correlations. If I had to address all areas of NIC.br dealing with safety, I would spend the whole day. For the sake of time, I will focus on safeinternet.br. This is a website with different initiatives from different areas which are under NIC.br umbrella. NIC.br for a while has been releasing materials to different areas, different age ranges and publics. InternetSegura.br is the hub where we compile all initiatives. So please do not refrain from visiting our website so you can learn about all initiatives, as my time is short right now. This is a material which was released 2 years ago, and since then we have been using this material for children between 8 to 12 years old. This is a material with several games, challenges where answers can be taken from the website. And this material has been very useful. This is an example of an activity which we had carried out in school where we involved a number of kids. Most of them were boys and girls scouters. We also give lectures with this material. During these talks, we can also hear children's feedback and we learn from them, believe me. When you talk about any type of cope, children, they associate this to some phone calls when you get a call saying that someone has been kidnapped. But phone are not the only ones. There are some other cups that are done in the internet as well. Right in the beginning, kids, they didn't quite get it because we tried to introduce a safety addressing malicious things such as a virus, a bot, a worm. And to my surprise, I went to the movies. Who has watched Wi-Fi Ralph? I I watched that doubled with my kids. I'd like to watch that again in English to see what sort of terms they use in English. But in the film, they talk about virus, software vulnerabilities, and people's vulnerability. I know that there are several criticisms to this film, but now at least we have more material to deal with kids and to address a topic like that. And they are part of that. They are involved as they deal with malicious apps that want to collect children's information or to sell different sort of products. Children, they are not saved from these risks. This is another project, Responsible Internet. The the manager of this project is not present today. She works for the legal department. And this chapter aims to address how to make someone liable for your internet use. This is another material for parents' use. How can we help parents, educators to deal with that topic? This is more related to educators, to teachers, calling them to participate. Sometimes they even ask me, can a teacher post a photo of his or her classroom in their own Facebook page? So questions like that are answered. NIC.br, together with SaferNet, offers some workshops to educators. Educators who would like to learn more about the topic. This is a course which is hosted by NIC.br and is conducted over here at our office. If you are over 60, we have developed a more specific type of material. And we also have one guided for technicians, for experts with proper terminology. There is a program which is a program for a safer internet. Gilberto, he is in charge of this program where the idea is to take best practices to improve internet for someone who has a DNS or an autonomous system. Just come and talk to Gilberto. He'll be able to help you. And if you want to learn more about best practices, servers, guidance, such as how to reduce problems involving recurrent DNS, to reduce DDoS, and best practices for incident notification. So it's a set of rules for technicians with information, additional information about courses offered by NIC.br. And here I have two groups of courses. One which is offered by Septro.br. Septro is an additional area which belongs to NIC.br. Then we have also operating best practices for IPv6, and there are some others which are given by CERT.br for those who would like to create a safety group as part of your own company. And some material, some additional material for a general public that was created during our last Black Friday with some shopping hints and the web. We also have the antispan.br portal addressing mainly span. And in the film Wi-Fi Half, span is one of the ways as you can reach vectors for exploring vulnerability, software's vulnerability. Internet Security Booklet. This is the flagship for CERT.br. This is the previous version. Now we are about to release a new one. And every time we have to update a guide like this one, we do not remove anything. We just end up adding something. In the past update, the only outdated information was taken, but not anymore. We talk about bot. Bot has been a malicious code. All talks that we have, we use bot as a different, for a different meaning, like a robot that can perform this or that task. If that's for the good or for the bad, that will depend on the automated task. We have them to adapt and to release a newer version. We also have a set of books, fascicles, addressing different specific topics. Updating a guide or a guideline is not so easy. Right in the beginning, we had two samples. Now we have a few more addressing different topics, but everything now will be encompassed in our new guideline. With each one of them, we also release slides for illustration purpose in case you will give a lecture or anything like that. And partnership is so important. This is our last partnership together with PTI from Itaipu. Itaipu is the tech park, and they had their first event a week ago where they took all our material and they printed with their logo. I don't know if you can see it, but we make our material available for others to use their own logo. And the idea here was to design a science station where kids can go, join, and learn more about IT and technology. My goal then was to address our initiatives. So here is my contact information. Maybe I am not the right person to talk about all initiatives, but in case I'm not able to answer to your questions, I can submit that to a colleague of mine. Thank you, Miriam.
Well, just to add to what Miriam said, NIC, which is the executive arm of the steering committee in Brazil, has always had SET, which is our security department, and we have been working very hard on the security guides. We understood that was a good way for us to carry on information. It's public material, everybody can use it. So in addition to companies' initiatives and apps, it's a way to be made available to the community so that they can access and they can browse the internet a bit more safely. Because no one is hungry, I can open for questions. But if you are hungry, we are going to close. Or maybe perhaps we can have one or two questions. Yeah, let's have one question and then we close. Yeah, the question is, where is the restaurant? Good question. Any questions? Well, you know that everybody, all members of the panel are going to be here. If you want to talk to them, no problems. But I'm going to ask Elana to send us to lunch. Well, thank you. A round of applause to our panelists.